You were saying that you're also biking a lot still, right?
Oh yeah, every day, all the time. I
Oh,
work at
okay.
a bike shop.
Yeah, you meant you work. You mentioned that you work in one of the best bike shops in the Southwest. I think. Is
I
what
think
you
we
said.
work in the well. It's not an understatement to say that we work in the best bike shop in New Mexico.
Oh, that's
That
awesome.
That's a fact. But
What-
we got people. We were voted the #1 bike shop in Las Cruces,
Oh, cool.
which is I don't know how that's possible, but in their like local paper, Trick Albuquerque #1 bike shop.
and
And we're a corporate store, but we work with the customers really well, and like we try and like let people feel like they could come in.
yeah. How long have you been working there for?
Oh, almost 3 years now.
Okay, and it's your passion too, because you're into biking, right?
Yeah, my whole life. Yeah, it's just like I've always worked on bikes, ridden bikes, and just bikes, right?
That's cool. You, I think when we were talking at the open mic, what was it? It was Chuck's, right? At Red Door. And we were talking about your biking adventure, your most recent one, your distance riding that you did.
Yeah.
Where did you ride again from to?
So I went from Berlin to Las Cruces.
Okay.
And it's on a path called the New Mexico Off-Road Runner.
There's literally a path that goes the whole way.
Yeah, there's actually a very popular site. It's called bikepacking.com. And if you just Google New Mexico bikepacking, there will be a bunch of paths that you can
Really?
take, and they basically chart out your whole trip. All you got to
That's
do is
cool.
get a bike and a tent and figure it out from there.
That's very cool. When you're biking that, first of all, how far is that from? Did you say Belen to Las Cruces?
I think it was like a little over 300 or something like that.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a long one, but it took like 4 days.
And what was your like? Obviously, you had stopped to sleep and stuff like that, and to
Yeah.
rest, and like what was
Well,
your
luckily,
process? On
luckily this one. So I've done a few of them. So I do a lot of like what you would call bike packing or like adventure biking.
it? Yeah.
For this particular one, my father-in-law decided to come with me.
Oh, cool.
He has a Jeep, and so he could take a lot of those roads that I was going on because it's called the Off-Road Runner.
Yeah.
Because it's all off-road for the most part.
Okay.
So he would go ahead with all the stuff. So I was packing light, which usually I'm carrying about like 40 pounds of stuff, 30 pounds of stuff, depending on what's going on. And
So what kind of stuff did you leave out?
I didn't have my tent, didn't have my sleeping bag.
Flashlight.
I was gonna say you let him carry the flashlight.
Yeah, well, I at least brought the napkins.
Okay.
bush somewhere.
So travel light, and what about sleeping?
Just sleeping bag, sleeping pad.
Okay.
Picture backpacking, right? Like, have you ever gone on a long overnight hike like that?
Not overnight, but it sounds cool. I would definitely
It's
do
a lot
that.
of fun. Have you ever done it, Alan?
No, but I want to.
You totally should. Like, if you've never done something where it's like with your own body getting from point A to point B, staying the night, and then getting back home,
Yeah.
it's like it awakens this part of you that's like, hey, I am an engine. I can get from here to there with not paying gas, with doing whatever it is, and sleeping under the stars and
Okay.
just
yeah.
kind of enjoying
It's
it.
kind of-
I know it sounds kind of cheesy.
Make bread
saying
on a
those kinds of
fire.
things. Yeah, well, I don't know about that.
I know,
Yeah,
I would
definitely
make
stop
bread
at the
on a
gas
fire.
stations and get some. Yeah, you can totally do whatever it is you want to do, but we go stop at the gas station and get some bacon and stuff.
Yeah.
And this particular one, I was kind of spoiled. Like, we got bacon and eggs, and usually I'm eating like freeze dried meals or heating up some beans on my little stove or whatever it is I can get at the gas station.
But this time you were able to indulge a little bit
Yeah,
as
he had
far
the
as food
cooler.
goes.
We had the dog. We had a nice big tent. So
Oh,
it was,
awesome.
yeah, it was a lot more comfortable than I'm used to, and in a way, that's a little bit more challenging.
How
'Cause,
is
like,
that?
when you're by yourself and you have all your things with you, you kind of go at your own pace. You're by yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, and that's what like a lot of like this bike packing, backpacking, like the adventure side of things, a lot of it's pretty lonely. People don't tell you about that. Like, a lot of people talk about it and like how fun it is and all these things, but for the most part, not a lot of people want to do it with you. And if you want to do it, it's hard to like
Coordinate.
get schedules and coordinate. And like, we only, I'm turning 30 this year. You gotta do it when you can do it.
Yeah.
And, so there's a lot of the times you go by yourself, especially if you're somebody who does it frequently.
Mm-hmm.
So having somebody there kind of like threw me off a little bit because I'm used to being by myself all the time, you know. So I have my father-in-law. He's in the Jeep. He's ahead of me.
Yeah.
I'm packing a little lighter, so I'm going a little faster than I'm used to. You know, usually I'd ride until the sunset, and then I get to the camp, and we're just hanging out at camp, and I'm like itching. I'm like wanting to go because I'm like, oh, the sun's still up. I still got time.
There's more
But I
time.
needed to learn to like
Wait.
just chill, you know, just relax, have some wine. He brought a box of wine, you know.
Oh, cool.
You don't get that when you go by yourself. There's no way I'm taking a box of wine on my bike, you know, 50 miles a day.
Is it true since it's all downhill, you don't even have to pedal?
Well, in between,
Downhill, it's headed south.
There's some hills.
there's a lot of pedaling,
coasting.
but in between,
Both ways, right?
I think it's called Winston. So it's
Yeah.
a small town, like it's not one. The people live there.
Yeah,
Winston,
sure.
and there's a small little town, and it's got a general store that I wish I had. I might have a picture on my Instagram.
Oh,
but,
so it's military folk, huh?
no, it's got like a little general store that you could get like
Oh, yeah.
everything at. You could pay for a shower at. You can, you know, kind of just like a Western store, old Western like log cabin.
Is it
store.
touristy?
That one right there.
Can
on the
you
top
buy
left,
a
yeah.
touristy?
I've been to this place. I think.
If you're ever in that area, go stop by. You know, support.
Oh,
for sure.
Winston General Store.
You know, they got a nice bathroom. Like when you're on trips like that and you're all dirty and filthy, walking into a place like that is what you want. You know,
Yeah,
they got
yeah.
everything you need. Gas. They got
Grass, ass.
Yep, they got the whole thing. Yep.
Nice.
Dude, I said that we went on a road trip this for Father's Day, and I was like, we got the gas, we got the grass, we got the ass, and my 3-year-old, you know, being a 3-year-old.
No. Repeated some of that.
Well, luckily he's like, we got gas, we got grass. And he just said that like literally for like the whole road trip. My wife was pissed. She was so mad, but she was, you know, it's funny. What are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
I was at that age, you know.
It's so I was laughing. I still can't stop laughing. And
This-
the way he says it too. We got grass. We got ass. He like sings it. It's like, yeah, we do.
So how many hours or miles would you bike per day?
So it's on average, like if I'm gonna do, you know, because if it's 100 miles, like I've done 100 miles in a day. That's like what you call a century. And
I bet it feels like one.
yeah, it does. It feels like a century. You know, those are typically like events. Sometimes like you can go sign up for the event, and
Yeah.
they'll have like little stops, and you know, it's like everybody rides together, and there's a path laid out,
That's cool.
and you can do a lot of those, and you could do that in like a day. But when you're doing something like adventure riding, you typically only want to go about 50 to 60 miles a day. So if it's a 300-mile trip, 50 miles a day, it takes about 4 days to finish it.
Okay.
You know, maybe 3 if you go fast enough, if you're lucky. Some people are crazy, and there's definitely people out there that will be like, "Oh no, I could do that. I could
just
do
keep
100
going.
miles a day. I could keep going." Well, you know, I'm not trying to set any records. I like to
I just
I
like
like
to
to
enjoy
stop
it.
and smoke a cigarette. You know, I smoke cigarettes, so it's like I'm not the most fit cyclist out there. And that, you know, and I think people should like take that into account. You know, like I'm not Lance Armstrong out here. I'm not.
But you probably are in better shape than a lot of people that just
Well, you
don't
know,
do anything, you know?
No, you're not wrong. You're not
And
wrong.
smoke.
Yeah, but
And
like
toke.
and drink. But you know, like, you know, but the point is like you don't have to be the fittest athlete to just get on your bike and go and do these types of things, or even just get a pair of hiking boots and get out there and just like, you know,
Just be
get
active
out
and
into the fun.
enjoying nature and
Not even enjoying
sunshine.
nature, but like enjoying.
I said enjoy it.
No, enjoy yourself is what it is.
Yes,
because
yes,
it's like
the-
you get there and you're like, I'm doing this. Like you think about it like when you're by, especially when you're by yourself, right? Like I said, it's kind of a lonely endeavor doing it. Like yeah, my father-in-law was there, but I'm riding the bike by myself,
Yeah.
and that's 50 miles by myself, just in my own thoughts, looking at, you know, it's New Mexico, as beautiful as it is. There's a whole lot of nothing out there.
Between towns, yeah, there can be.
Yeah, so you know you're in your thoughts, and you just get to enjoy yourself a little bit, and that's kind of cool. You know,
Where did you say you've ridden to Colorado?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
So that was a kind of similar ride. Again, like a little over
All
300
uphill,
miles.
though.
That one, yeah, that one's uphill.
Yeah, there's no coasting there.
No, that one was a lot. That one was a lot of fun. That was actually my first ever, like, not my first ever overnighter. but my first ever like real trip. And the bike I took was totally unequipped for those types of things.
Why is that? Just was more like a leisure bike.
Well, yeah, it was
Instead
like
of a
when you get into the
riding
bike
bike.
world.
Was it a Huffy with pegs?
No, it's a nice bike. Like it's a nice bike, but when you get into the bike world, like there's nice bikes, but then there's like specific types of bikes that you would need, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like cars. Like if you wanted to go off roading, you would take. Like you're not going to take a Ford Fusion. You're going to take a Jeep, or you're going to take whatever it is that you're going to take.
If it's stolen, you might take it.
You might take whatever you
Fuck
want.
this
Yeah. Yeah, you see some Ford Fusions out on the Mesa for sure.
Right.
But you
Is
know,
there-
like
is there
there's
like a-
specific bikes for specific things. Yeah, what's up?
Is there like a bike that thrives on neglect?
Not riding.
That's what I need.
There's all sorts of different bikes. Yeah, they came out with this thing. It's called a belt drive, actually.
Instead of a chain?
Instead of a chain, it's got like a rubber. It's called the Gates belt drive. And if you're looking for that low maintenance, never touch it type of thing,
That would be it.
that would be it. There's a company called Priority Cycles, who one of my biggest inspirations for adventure cycling. His name is Ryan Van Duzer. If you look up his YouTube,
Yeah, some cool shit.
it's fucking awesome things, dude. That guy's amazing. That guy, he's a very positive dude. He's come here a couple times, and the only time I've ever seen him be like negative is him riding through New Mexico.
Oh, really?
He fucking hates it here. Like I think that's a fact. Like I, honestly,
What clued you in? What did he say? Was he like, fuck
he's
this
like
place?
he's never cussed and he's never like gotten like negative in any of his comments. And if you watch one of his videos, he's like, I hate this place. he's like he like literally says that, and it's like it's something along those lines. He says like New Mexico makes you earn the miles, and he's not wrong.